In the context of dimensions, when we're talking about the 3D, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, these are typically referring to different levels of consciousness. So let me just break it down. The 3D, the third dimension, is a physical dimension that most people on Earth inhibit. It's characterized by duality, separation, and the perception of linear time. And anytime you're talking about linearity, there is a lack of consciousness. In the 3D, we experience life primarily through the physical senses and are often driven by ego-based desires and motivations. And challenges in the 3D are often seen as external to the self because there's a strong sense of separation. This leads to experiences of conflict, usually competition and division. And in the 3D, we are often motivated by self-interest, survival instincts, material desires. Our entire focus is on things that really do not matter. And this sort of a focus and ego can lead to feelings of fear, greed, and attachment. And the third dimension is very heavy. You have anything that feels heavy in density, it contributes to feelings of heaviness, sluggishness, and I would even say anxiety, fear, and you're just completely in a very selfish state. You're not connected to your power in any source of way. The fourth dimension is associated with higher consciousness, where concepts like time and space are more fluid and interconnected. In the 4D, we begin to experience a greater awareness of energy, synchronicities, and interconnectedness of all things. The focus on personal growth and spiritual development is expanded because our consciousness is expanded. And we experience a much higher level of consciousness beyond the ego. And this allows for deeper insights, empathy, and spiritual growth. There is no linear time in 4D. Time is perceived as more fluid and nonlinear. This allows us to have a more expansive view of reality, where the past and the present and the future coexist simultaneously. So as a result, there is less attachment to the constraints of time. You're not even aware of time. You're just in the moment, and you have a greater focus on the present moment. And anytime you've tapped into the present moment, you have really tapped into your power. And the frequencies and the vibrations are much higher because anytime you're calm and you're operating from a state of peace and calmness, your vibrations are just amazing and you're in a much better frequency. So things actually happen faster, even though things are happening slower internally. So the fourth dimension vibrates at a higher frequency compared to the third dimension, which is a more subtle energy. And this higher vibration in the fourth dimension fosters feelings of love, joy, creativity, and spiritual connection. Now, one of the coolest things I think about the 4D is the manifestation power that you have. Because in the 4D, you have a greater ability to manifest desires and intentions due to the alignments of thoughts and emotions and beliefs. That means it's the fourth dimension. You can actually harmonize and be in harmony with the frequency you desire and can't help but to get it and get the results that you desire because you become that person. And everything through those manifestations and through those thoughts become more effortless and natural. In 5D, we experience a much more heightened sense of connection to ourselves, to others, and to the universe. There's a clear understanding when you're in the 5D that all beings are interconnected and part of a greater whole. In this dimension, there's a greater emphasis on living in alignment with love, compassion, and the higher truths. When you're in the 5D, you're your authentic self. And when you're authentic, you believe your own words. And when you believe your own words, the field around you just grows. And this expands your consciousness. And similar to the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension offers even a greater expansion of consciousness. In 5D, we experience a profound sense of interconnectedness, unity, and oneness with all creation. And this allows us to operate from a much higher level of awareness beyond the ego. And this helps us facilitate deeper insights of empathy and spiritual growth and complete awareness. So when you're completely free from duality, this leads to a state of unconditional love, compassion, and acceptance. There's no judgment or separation. There's only a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. You start to understand that everything is connected. Everything in your body is connected. You know, every thought, every feeling, every emotion within this amazing body of ours is connected. And time is perceived as a completely nonlinear entity. It's not even an entity in the fifth dimension, because the past, present, and future are experienced as simultaneous and interconnected. And this always leads to the eternal now moment. You have a much more heightened awareness of the present moment, and you're free from the constraints of past conditioning or even future anxieties, which don't even matter, because half the time we give fuel to thoughts that don't even matter. And my favorite part of being in the fifth dimension is the unconditional love and the higher vibrational frequencies that are predominant, because they emanate from the heart center of each of us. And this love is unconditional, all-encompassing, and it transcends individual ego and identities. The energy of the 5D is characterized by pure love, joy, creativity, connection, and we are vibrating when we're in 5D at our highest frequencies, right? We get really good at instant manifestation and co-creation, because all a manifestation is taking a non-physical thought and creating a physical manifestation, putting it into form. So in the 5D, in the fifth dimension, we possess the ability to manifest our desires instantly and effortlessly. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions manifest much more rapidly into the physical reality, as there's a direct alignment with universal flow. Am I in frequency? How am I flowing? Because oneness is the source of consciousness. So in the 5D, we experience a profound connection with the source of consciousness. In other words, we realize our inherent power, our interconnectedness with all creation. And this is very liberating, because when you learn to disconnect from everything, when you learn to detach from everything within the fifth dimension and just be, you're just there, you're just being, you're tapping into your power. And anytime you want to manifest, you just go into the fourth dimension and you just become that person. You're in harmony with that person you want to be, with that manifestation you want to have, with the desires that you have. And every now and then, it's not a bad idea to come down to the third dimension, because the third dimension allows you to clean up all the crap. It allows you to clean your closet. If you need to weed out people, if you need to, draw the line within a situation, that's when you come down to the third D. One way to practice this is thinking from your vision. And this concept can be understood in the context of higher dimensional consciousness, 4 and 5D, where we perceive time and space differently, and we can visualize our desired reality as already manifested. So when you believe and when you know that the past, present, and future are happening simultaneously, you know that whatever it is you desire has already manifested. It's already happened. You just have to align yourself and be in harmony with what it is that you desire and you want. And this comes from thinking from your vision. So dwell on the end result of your goals as if they have already happened. Don't sit there and think like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Will it happen? Will it not happen? Then you go into a state of lack. But when you think from your vision, this sort of a mindset aligns your thoughts and actions with your desired reality, and it increases the likelihood of manifesting your vision. And it also allows you to claim your reality, because the more naturally you claim the abundance within your reality and align with who you want to be, the more opportunities arise to make it happen. So your self-concept shapes your experiences. So make sure to focus on embodying the energy you want to attract.